Hi everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to turn some of those painted backgrounds that I made into some wraparound pockets. I did and ah about whether this might be too thick, but I think it would make a really good sturdy pocket. I've actually done a bit of preparation. I've cut out some, oops, this napkin. I could use that side, I didn't realise that was there. I've cut out some of this napkin. I've used 2 images from there, and I was watching Gail Agostinelli, and I apologise if I've said that wrong, and she was put some napkin images on top of something else that she'd done with it. I think it was a paper, or I can't remember. You know, isn't that terrible? I just can't remember. It's just gone a bit thick now. Should have kept used my fingers. I used a glue, not a glue. Should have used a water pot. That's what I should have done. Just want to spread it around a bit. That's better. It's too thick. I don't want it that thick. I just want to tone it down a little bit so the images can be seen. That's better. Just tone it down a little bit. Because she did some images, and she said herself that she probably should have toned the background down a bit because you couldn't really see the images really clearly. So I thought, well, that's a good tip to have. Not that I got the very remnants of the gesso left, so I'll have to see how far it goes. Want to do too much because I don't want to wreck the colour of the background. I did add the magenta, and I added some green on top to give it that sort of autumny kind of still not enough water for my liking. Whoops, that's not very helpful. Okay, we did that. Take the lid off as well as the nozzle. Oops. That's better. Just to tone it down a bit. I'm spraying the wrong way, Kay. I think that doing gluing and whatever is skin on my fingers is not all the best. There was a tip of somebody said that they there was a tip somebody gave once about using hand cream on your hands before you did crafting, but I have not actually remembered to do that. I should probably try to make the effort, because I think the skin around my fingers is not all the best. On my fingers is not the best at the moment. I need to get some more. I don't know whether to just stick to what I've got in terms of like using what I have. Oh, knew that was going to happen. Too rough, Kay. Too rough. Just as well as there's more tissue there. Trying to make sure it was sort of. I think that matte. I don't know. I don't have any matte medium. Perhaps I should have got some matte medium. That might be better. Try again, Kay. Oh, well, tissue everywhere now. stick to my fingers. Let's try this. Just do the one, maybe stick to the one. Be careful this time. It's a rough. Ooh. There you go, you tear it again. So Kellic, we're so careful. I suppose that when it's dry it'll sort of look a bit more blended in maybe. I don't really do this process very often. I think I've done it once before and I did it in a collage, so I've not really done it as a sort of feature. I really hope I'm doing this right. I have no idea. Really. I suppose you don't, that's how you learn, I suppose, by doing, and if I stuff it up, then I've stuffed it up. Let's do it again another time, do something different off camera. Oh, glue everywhere. Just put the lid on my, not glue, gesso, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I tell you, trying to think of the words when you're recording sometimes is becoming more problematic as time goes on for me. There's before, and sometimes the word just doesn't come out of my mouth. I can't think of the word. The video certainly sort of stops your train of thought sometimes, because you're trying and showing what you're crafting and showing and talking. Stops my brain from working properly sometimes. I'm sure it does. So I just put my. So what I'm going to do now, I've got to find some other elements that I want on there. I've got some stamps, got some tickets over here as well. Whether I'll use them as well, because they come from Tim Holtz and they tend to be a bit thick. So I'm just wondering, well, that could be thin. That's thin. It came from a doesn't sort of go really. So what's the saying? I'm auditioning things. I love that word. I just love it. That's another vellum kind of pad that I got from Your Creative Studio. So I'm just going to put that on there. A stamp or two maybe. What else have I got? What kind of stamp shall I have? The colours go, but it's a horse, a man from Snowy River. Hats, lots of little sort of matches, maybe matches the whole thing. It's that one. The wrong colour, I think. Oops. Well, that's nice. I think I like that. Do that one. So even this video won't come out on the day I'm talking about. Today is the day of this Adelaide Christmas pageant. It's a huge thing. The last couple of years it's been at the Adelaide Oval because of COVID, and people had to get tickets if you wanted to go, and that was not easy to get tickets to go sit in the Adelaide Oval. So this is the first time we've actually been back on the streets, goes through the streets of the CBD. And it sort of winds its way around a couple of streets in Adelaide, and you can go and watch it. It costs nothing, and the people give up their time to, you know, the people, the volunteers who dress up in various costumes and marching bands and all that sort of stuff. They give up their time. They don't get paid for doing it. It's just a fabulous community event, and it's broadcast on TV today at 9:30. So, but it was pouring down the rain this morning, and but my daughters have taken the grandchildren to go and have a look at it, and hopefully it'll be, I think it's clearing up a bit now, so that'll be good. Because normally the kids sit on the floor, kill the kids to the floor behind the blue line. It's a sort of nominational blue line. I've been asked to sort of stay behind the blue line, and that's sort of respected by everybody. And people usually let the kids go at the front so they can see. It's all quite, it's beautiful. It's really lovely. People are really lovely about the whole thing. So hopefully, the weather's clearing up now. It'll be better. No, that won't go. That won't go. It's the wrong thing. Wrong thing. What else have I got? Got some birds there. Where's my stamped things? I stamp. I've tidied up all my stuff and now I can't find anything. Where's all my stamped images? That's the birds. Oh, this is a collection of things as well, from magazines, from old books. So I'll use them a bit later. But I'm looking for, I know where they are. Think, okay. I was too organised myself, because what I've done is put in this old album. So I'm going to use one of these. Oh, yeah, that one there. That goes. I'll have to make it a bit greener. Tone down the yellowness of the. I use a file folder for these, because what I do is I stamp the frame, the borders from, which are from what? Okay, think. Frames, darken rule, think. That's right, darken draw the frames, and then the images inside are from Tim Holt's field notes. So that's what I do. So I think I've done that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that up. I think it's enough for now. Of course my glue is running everywhere, because even though it's raining, it's not cold. I'll actually make it about there, I think. Keep that bit for another day. See, I've just realised the other day that people can't really see. Sorry, moving you. This side of my desk. Let's have a look. So I've got brand new punch. I've got on sale, Spotlight. So I'm going to, it's coming undone there, so let's just tidy that up a bit there. So I'm going to fold it in half and do a, I'm going to chop off that there, don't I? Probably should have done a bit lower. Just eyeballing it a little bit, maybe a bit higher. This is the first time I sort of used a punch for that kind of thing. I've never had a hole punch before, no, circle punch before, so all new to me. Let's have a look. Can I remember where the other one was? Probably not really even. Let's have a look. Oh, that'll be fine. Oh, how about that? Actually matches. So that'll be wrapped around a page on a journal. So it'll be fabulous. Sort of like, oh, I don't think anything tan. So, oh, this isn't quite right. But anyway, this doesn't matter because it'll be wrapped around a page on a journal. So let me see if I can find something. Card. So it'll be wrapped around the page. So that'll be one side and that'll be on the other side. Oh, that worked out right. So that's one. I've got a fair few tags and things made, but I don't have many pockets. So the other thing I'm going to use is this one. This time I'm not going to use the napkin on this one. I'm just going to use some birds and other things that I've got here. Let's trim it up. Let's trim it up first. Find some used for all these strips I'm cutting off. Size pocket. Perhaps if I did it, fold it in half first, and then that would sort of give me a bit of a guideline about where to put my things. I really like the grunginess of this. I might have to go over this side a little bit in green is the wrong colour. I've used blue and sienna and brown on this one, so I want to make sure I don't do something that's not the right thing. So what I'm going to do is not the right thing. Nothing's right in journals, however you want to interpret it, really. So I'm just going to give it a bit of vintage photo here, just to cover over these white bits, because I know I could use paper as well, but I'm just going to, I don't really know what I'm going to put on there yet. No plan. Of course not. That's how I like to create. I don't really necessarily have a plan for how I create. I just, whatever I feel like really at the time. You like that? When you're creating, do you sort of have a plan, or do it what I'm doing? Fly by the seats of your pants. Of course. I think that's really good. That sort of toned down those white spots. It's not really white, it's sort of off white from the watercolour paper. That'll do. That will do. I probably could have inked the other ones up as well, so I'll do that afterwards. Don't want to see me inking. I'm sure people have seen loads of people inking. There's nothing more boring than watching me ink. So what shall I use? Got a few bits and pieces here. Shall I use one of those for a change? Make it a little bit. Got these images from a book. It's gorgeous, but sort of the wrong thing for that particular page. Got some cards here. I might keep them for journaling spots. They're good. What else can I use? These are from a fairy Your Creative Studio thing that I got one year. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Put that back in there. Do I want one on the other side as well? Maybe a smaller one, just for continuity. I was watching, like I said, I was watching Rachel from Roxy's Creations make some of these, and I thought, oh, I've not made one of those before. I've not made a wraparound pocket. I'm going to have a go. And then I thought, oh, I could use the backgrounds that I created to do that with. So I thought that'd be, and that goes perfectly. What I'm sticking on here goes perfectly. Actually, I think I might cut some of that off too. It's a bit too big. Lovely, like that. What else can I put on there? Do I want more stamps? Oops. Again, I've got things sticking to me everywhere here. Maybe I could use one of these. They're a bit shiny, aren't they, really? These images I got from a book. I like that one though. I know. Let's just use a bit of text. Text. See if that's enough. And I probably should have stuck it down before I stuck that on top, because that's the way I like to work. I like to have things underneath each other. Putting the stamps away over here, the way in the way there. With my my little my little knife that I use to pick things up with. Sorry, while I look at my little knife, obviously got it out for something else and then put it back. Sorry, making a bit of a racket here. I'll use this instead. Oh, there it is. Hiding behind the glue bottle. So I'm just going to put it there. Well, maybe you can put it on top after all that. Let's do that. Let's do that. There's a bit of thunder around this morning. This, just hope it's not, because the farmers have said there's a bumper crop this year, but if it rains too much, it'll re-sprout. Okay, stick that down again there. What else can I use? A bit of, where's my book? Here's my book. Number. Receipt number, use those two, maybe where's my other ones, stamp things. These ones, I think I use these ones a lot, but I like them. Okay. Let's put a number there. Perfect. I think it's the card maker coming at me now, but I just sort of like to work across the page. We're going to put some vintage photo on this this one. I think I got it wrong. Sponge. Oh well. Okay, I like that, and we'll sponge these up as well. I did use the wrong sponge. Never mind, never mind. Opportunity to change. Looks fine because it sort of blends in quite well with the background. Maybe if I used blue it would have been better. So we're all sort of being warned in South Australia because of the River Murray is our main river, and it divides New South Wales and Victoria, if you didn't know that, and comes through South Australia, but they're expecting all the rain that's been happening in the eastern states is going to come down the River Murray. It's already pretty full. We're expecting it to be flooded, so people are trying to get themselves ready and organised for when the waters come down from the other part, the eastern part of Australia. But you can't stop it from being completely flooded, unfortunately. What bird shall I use? Oh, that's a good bird. There's two there. Let's have a look. They look similar, don't they? Just cut one. Cut one. Just cut one. I just didn't cut this very well. I find cutting around these claws tricky, and quite often I just chop them off because they're too tricky. Oh. Sometimes it looks a bit odd if you don't keep them on there. So anyway, they're saying that the River Murray is going to be, levels are going to be 50-year high, so that's not good for the people who live there permanently. But there's also people who've got shacks on the river, and just to take the whiteness off it a little bit. And I've got friends who've got a shack on the River Murray, and they've tried to take everything off the bottom floor, but I think they're going to be in a bit of spot of bother even for the top floor, the way they're talking about the levels of the river. It's going to be very high. Just going to give that a bit of a sponging around the outside, just to give it a bit of definition. This is probably going way over time. I don't normally do long videos, so hopefully it won't take much longer for you. Does it go up there, do you think? Or down there? Let's do it down there. Got these from a bird book, Australian Birds by Robin Hill. Got lucky enough to score 2 of his books, so that was good. And for the other one, I'm going to cut one of these birds off. Let's cut this one off. Oops, just realised I don't have a tail. Oh well. Let's do the outside of that one as well. The scissors I'm using are Tim Holtz scissors. best scissors I ever found for fussy cutting, I think, because I like the small one. I admire people who can use the big ones for going around corners. I've got a pair of ergonomic scissors because of my arms. It gets too sore if I do too much fussy cutting, but I do have trouble with it, cutting around the finer stuff. But I'm trying very hard not to cut out too much at once, and I have got a scanning cutter. I'm still having a few issues with. It's not the machine itself. It's me, the user. Hopeless I am. I'm hopeless. Right, so that's another one. Just going to put. I think that's enough decoration on those. I don't. So by the time you fold, you've got that there and that there. It looks fabulous, I think. Well, personal opinion here. Use my punch, just see if I can get it right this time. Probably not. So let's open this up first, clean it out. Okay, let's try. In the middle, I think it's in the middle. A bit less. And this one. This side. Lovely. So there's my other wraparound pocket. Oh, look at that. Disastrous. But it doesn't matter because, again, it'll just be around a page, one page, and then the other bit will be around the other page. You can't really see, it's not even. I don't know how people do it so evenly. Years of practice, I suppose. I suppose I'm really only still relatively new to making junk jewels. I love doing them, but still for them. Anyway, that's my wraparound pockets made from the painted backgrounds I did the other day. So there's one, and there's the other one. So I'm really happy with the way they turned out, and I think they look really great. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.